Oh, it's Sunday, October 20th, 2024. Kind of a nice afternoon here. A little more wind than I'd care to see as far as shooting at the 50-yard range goes. South-southwest, so it'll be throwing things a little bit. We've got about I suppose 15-20 mile-an-hour gusts at times. Been working here the last week or so on our wood supply for the winter. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess 7 ranks. These are for the stove in the basement, shorter ones, and longer ones here for our Taylor wood stove. So yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ranks here. I suppose we're holding maybe, I don't know how many cords here. I suppose they're probably about, I suppose 20 feet long. And over here on the side too, we're working on the 4th one. We get this piled up, we probably got 80-90% of what we're going to need for the winter. Get us through. We got to heat the house and the trailer here too. So anyway, we're looking at doing some shooting here this afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s. Wind isn't forecast to go down for 2 or 3 days, and then it'll drop back into the 40s or 50s. So even though we got a little more wind than we'd like to see, I think we're going to do some shooting today. And what we finally decided to do here this afternoon is shoot our Lyman Great Plains rifle. And what I'm wanting to do here is check out some patches. I've been shooting linen in this one, and I want to go to a cotton patch and see if there's any difference. I needed to get the same thickness, and I was using about a 19 thousandths here on the linen and getting pretty good results with that, around 70 grains of the 2F. I mean, this is shot at 50 yards, both these targets, and this one was shot when we had a little less wind, and a few less of these ladybugs that the Department of Ag decided to bring in plague to give us here, which we did a good job on that. Anyway, we got 70 grains, and like I say, there was a 0 to 3 mile-an-hour wind here when I shot this target, and I have 7 shots in this one. I think it says here somewhere, yeah, 7 shots. And unless I threw one of them off to the side here, which is entirely possible, I have 5 shots in this group. I can see a double up in here, and then these 2, that makes 4. I think I've got 5 in there. Anyway, it was doing real well on that day with no wind. And we got a little more wind the next day. Not sure if that was the situation or not, with my group widened out a little bit. Again, around, this says 4.4, 65 grains, so I had a little less powder using a linen patch. This was shot with a 490 Lee cast round ball, where I was using a Hornady swagged over here on this one. So anyway, what I want to do here is find some pillow ticking, which would be cotton rather than linen. And I've got a selection here, but I went through all this stuff to make a long story short. I've got some 25 thousandths, that would be this stuff down here, and I've got some 15 thousandths in here, but no 20, fortunately. And I was digging out some targets over here. I thought I had some here from the Track of the Wolf back in the 80s, and I think this stuff says, yeah, 20 thousandths. So we can measure to check that, but I'm pretty sure that's what that was ordered at, and it probably is that. So we'll use the 20 thousandths of the pillow ticking here, cut some patches on that. I'm using a square patch. I don't cut on the barrel here. I just use a pre-cut patch. And I'll be lubing with water over here. All I do is add some water to the dish and use that, because I'm shooting one shot after the next, so I don't have to worry about a time factor with any kind of corrosion. And that's again how I shot the targets that we're looking at here. So anyway, that's the game plan, and let's get loading this thing up at around 70 grains, and I'll cut some patches here of the pillow ticking. And what I'll be able to do here is just check the patches basically to see if they're holding up like the ones that are doing the linen. If they do, then they're probably okay. I don't expect to be shooting as good a group today with that gusting up to 20-25 miles an hour, kind of southwest, so we're getting a little crosswind. here on the target today. Got good lighting down there though. So anyway, let's get those patches cut and load this gun up and see what happens. Yeah, they're everywhere. So I shot 5 shots. Let's go take a look at our target, and maybe we'll find our fifth patch here as we're going down. Pretty much walking straight down right now, and I'm seeing right here next to the hand shadow, patch number 5. Well, we'll show you the other patches. We've recovered everything. That's what we've got on this one. Go on, take a look at the target. Well, I'm thinking for an older guy, it's not too shabby. Eyesight and whatever we got going on. Okay, I've got this one here, which is number 4, I believe. I can take a look at our patches, but I can show you where I found that 4th patch. Actually, my son found it. Now, right now that wind is blowing straight from the shed, straight south, and I'm finding my patches 1, 2, 3, and number 5 were right in this area down here. And that 4th shot, my son said he recovered it from over in here. So quite a distance left, and I was noticing about that time the wind was coming straight off the tractor there, pretty much from the west, crosswind. So I'm kind of thinking that had something to do with that shot number 4. Could have been me. I doubt it's the gun or the load. Okay, looking at the patches, I'm not seeing any real blow through or anything. I'm seeing a little bit of cuts here and a rifling on some of these, but hasn't been a problem. So those 20 thousandths, or I mic'd them, they're closer to 18, 19 thousandths pillow ticking, are holding up well with just the water. So I'm pretty happy to see that. And comparing that to our linen patches, I'd say our linen patches are holding up just a little bit better. They might go up to another 10 or who knows how many grains before they start having some issues, where that pillow ticking maybe is maybe kind of close to its max. Like I was saying, it's the fall of the year, and I think hunting season's coming on, and I've got a little trick here that So the hunters might be interested in trying if you want to go up some in powder charge. And we've been shooting 70 grains. We're going up a little more than that. But the trick is here to get yourself a bunch of these Asian beetles. And they're pretty good at hiding, but I got a spot where I know there's quite a few of them. Now, I think it's been maybe 15 years ago, ever since I think the Department of Ag or something introduced these guys right here to us. They're quite a pestilence, but most of us older folks got an empty pill bottle around somewhere, and I think we'll get the idea here. I'll have to shut the camera down to do what I'm going to do here. Now you can carry this pill bottle right in your jacket pocket or a hunting pouch, whatever you've got. You know, I normally recommend a few more than that because you know how to fly, and when you see what's going to happen next, you'll get the idea. Why you may want a few more like that. You know, have several of these capsules. Maybe if you're going to shoot 3 or 4 times, you may want 3 or 4 bombs like this. That fellow there, he knows which way to move. Move away from the gun. That's what he's playing. But all right, let's put some powder down here. We're going to need about 90 grains here. It'll be about I think right around 6 cc's, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's about 3.1, probably a little less because it wasn't quite full there. And that's another close to it. Let's just add a bit more here. That'll should give us the real load, as Elmer would say. Okay, we've got patch number 6 here, and we've got a ball ready to go, but what we need to do here is get these bellows a little bit disturbed. And then if we can do this right, it's a good place to investigate right down in there, you know. I see you didn't make her down, huh? We got one guy that escaped, but we caught him and put him down there. Okay. Where this patch comes in on top of there. And we got our 490 ball that we're seating in there. As you probably guessed, the idea here is that those beetles, which are pretty tough, they're going to help to protect the patch. We've got 90 grains in here. We'll need some, a little extra help there on protecting that patch, so I think they'll do the job. Fire in the hole. Here's number 6 patch. Got a little bit of a rip in it in a couple places, but it didn't seem to affect the accuracy any. It's one of them in the black there. So the beetles did just what I figured they might do. They held that, made sure that patch held. So I went up another 15, 20 grains. I also discovered that these beetles will actually survive till spring in captivity. So I think I can collect a whole bunch of those right now, and with hunting season coming up, I'll figure go on to eBay and I'll make some sales.